If you're like me, I was just stepped away from the inauguration ceremony, so it's a great day. I'm having a great day. I decided to keep my comfy clothes on for this meditation because first and foremost, I want you to be as comfortable as possible. So I'm sitting on the floor on a couple of blankets, but for the purposes of a meditation or mindfulness practice, it doesn't matter if you're in your most comfortable chair, if you're cozied up in bed. I always like to have a little, I choose seated because I think I'd fall asleep if I crawled into bed. But so find yourself balanced between comfort and being present. So I want to welcome you here to my space. I'm coming to you from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, where the snow is just hardly falling. Here in my practice space, which felt a little chilly this morning. So I've got my heater going. And like I said, I've decided to stay in my cozy clothes. So this might be the first opportunity that you've given yourself today to kind of be present in your body. And so first and foremost, as we're developing comfort here, when you come to the space that you're going to practice in, maybe you want to make some shifts, some adjustments. Maybe it's a position or a place in your house that worked for you last week but doesn't work as well this week. Maybe your body starts to call to you and you want to do a little bit of movement, a little bit of stretches, really whatever you need to do to feel physically present, getting a drink of water or using the bathroom. Let that be throughout the whole practice your primary goal. When you do come to sit, just make some little shifts. Your body's going to come to the first position that finds itself, which is maybe just the one that you are most often in. It's not necessarily the one that feels most comfortable. So a little shift in your pelvis or a little shift through the curvatures of your spine until you find yourself in the most comfortable position. And that could be as physically supported as you need. I think there's a misconception when it comes to a mindfulness practice that we need to have our eyes closed, that we need to be in a particular placement of our bodies. And so I want to really encourage you to set aside your paradigm with what meditation or mindfulness ought to look like, and instead seek physical comfort first so that your body isn't serving as a distraction today. So last week and in previous weeks, we've used the breath as a point of guidance. You're welcome to refer back to any of the practices that we've used previous to today. I'm always eager to introduce something new to you so that you've got a whole bunch of different techniques that you can call upon when you come to a practice. And they all serve the same purpose, giving you a point of focus to place your attention. And then we move inwards and we work to concentrate to maintain that focus. And so today you're welcome to close the eyes or leave them open, but I want to welcome a practice that introduces joy. So imagining maybe a memory you have that brings you joy, or a person or a situation, a pet that brings you joy, but bringing to mind the feeling of joy, whether it's associated with something else or not, trying to bring that feeling in right now in this place. And then allowing this feeling of joy to be our point of focus. What does it feel like in your body? Where does joy reside? Maybe a song brings you joy. Maybe a movement practice brings you joy. Maybe being in your coziest clothes brings you joy. just like our practices that use the breath to keep us focused, let's use this feeling and all of its associated parts of the body or memories or associated feelings. Let's use that as our point of focus. And if it helps for you to do so, you can even add a mantra or a repetition of words, imagining with every inhalation that you're breathing in joy like oxygen. And with every exhalation, that you're radiating that joy outwards from wherever in your body it lies, out to the world. Breathing in joy and radiating joy outwards. And if it helps for you to associate words to this practice, maybe breathing in and thinking, I breathe in joy. And in that moment of pause between inhale and exhale, you are joy. And then radiating that joy out to the world. Breathing in joy. Pausing for a moment in joy and sharing it with the world. And as you become distracted, or if you are to become distracted with this practice, bringing yourself back, maybe a little roll of the shoulders, maybe sitting up a little taller, almost as though to physically embody your desire to stay present in this practice. You are worthy of this feeling of joy. If it feels difficult to touch today, then feel all of our joy radiating to you for you to take in on your next inhale. And as you exhale, you can choose to keep that joy just for yourself, choosing to fill up your reservoir of joy so that you can one day send that to others. Taking in that joy. For a few more breaths. And in the next couple of exhales, letting go of this practice with gratitude. Maybe blinking open your eyes if they were closed. Knowing that this practice is always within your reach. Just a few breaths is all that it takes to recenter and refocus as many times throughout the day as you need. And I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share my joy with all of you and for sharing your joy with me. You're welcome to join me in giving gratitude to the people upon whose land we lived and practiced today. And gratitude to the people who brought this practice to us through the lineage of yoga. And gratitude to one another. And I'll invite you to join me again at this same time next week to practice with me if you'd like. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your day and rest of the week ahead.